Hello everyone, ATR here, and you might be wondering, ATR? What? I thought he died. I remember ATR from the before times in the long ago. He used to make videos about Company of Heroes and then he went away. Well, yes, you're right. It's been a little bit over a year since the last time I made a video, and this feels weird. Now, you might be asking yourself, why am I making a video now? Well, I suppose I wanted to explain to those of you that care enough to watch what the hell has been happening or happened, and also, you know, let you know that I'm gonna be starting up again. So, if you're confused, I don't blame you. Again, I just left and I didn't really leave an update, and for that I apologize. But I suppose now is as good a time as any to maybe catch you guys up on what the hell has been going on and what we're gonna be doing now. So, anyways, I died because I'm bad. So, I wasn't sure if I should do this while playing, and I think that's probably the worst idea I've had. But, again, I feel weird making a video, so I'm just gonna be playing while I do this. And, hopefully at least you enjoy seeing me suck. By the way, the game is Fortnite, as you can probably see up there in the top left corner. Battle Royale mode, you know, whatever. I won't talk about that just yet, but anyways. So, for those of you that might remember, it's been a year, so I don't blame you if you do, but in the last few videos that I made in this channel, I was letting you guys know and informing you that I was having issues with my computer. In that essentially I couldn't record. I was doing some tests, and I mean, it's a longish story. I'm not sure if I want to abbreviate it, but odds are I won't, because for those of you that might remember me, I tend to talk a lot and ramble and, you know, diverge from the point that I was trying to tell. But anyways, so the reason I left, the reason I stopped making videos is because I was having issues with the computer. I originally thought, and it was kind of right, that I was having problems with my hard drive. And yeah, I did some tests, and the hard drive that I used to record essentially crapped out and died on me. And whenever I was trying to write into it, it would lock up the computer, freeze, and everything would go to shit. I recorded multiple casts, you know, besides the video that came out a year ago. But I was never able to get any of those working because, you know, the computer would freeze, the file would get corrupt, and shit happens. So while I was just running the test to see if there was any way to salvage it, I don't know if because of it or it was just a symptom of a different problem. Basically, my... do I spoil the surprise? Well, sure. I mean, I'll spoil the surprise. Not like it matters. But my motherboard crapped out on me. It died. It took a while to realize what it was, but basically, I was doing a scan on that hard drive. I don't even remember what program I was using, just to see if there was anything I could do to fix it or if it was dead, like completely. And while I was doing that, the computer just shut itself off, and it restarted by itself. But in the boot process, before you even got to loading Windows, it would just shut itself off. It would be like maybe like 10 seconds loading, and then off again, and then again and again and again. Like, it would just be caught in a cycle like that. So originally, like, when that happened, I wasn't exactly sure of what was the issue, like what was the actual problem, what was causing the computer to not start anymore, you know, aside from the hard drive. So I worked through, you know, process of elimination, started, you know, disconnecting things, till essentially I left the computer, you know, kind of bare bones. I had the motherboard, the CPU, and, I mean, the processor, and the RAM connected, right? and try to power it on, it would still do the same thing, which is like reset itself after a few seconds of booting. I took off the RAM, which obviously doesn't let you start a computer in any way, but it would still do it the same. So I was like, okay, at least it's not the RAM. So it's the motherboard or the CPU. Now, when I got to that, I was originally stumped because, as far as I knew, well, there was no way to really know aside from, switching out the components. But apparently, and I guess some of you will say like, oh, that's obvious, like, are you dumb? But apparently you can actually start a computer without CPU. And I didn't know that. I thought, like, that's the heart of the computer. You can't actually, do anything if there's no CPU. But yeah, like, the motherboard itself has, its own ability to start and run. So once I figured that out, I managed to, well, basically just connect the motherboard to the power and try to boot it, and it would do the same thing where it would just reset. So that's how I determined. Mind you, this took several weeks, and of doing some tests in my spare time. I managed to basically figure out that it was the motherboard that had in fact died on me. But the problem is that the motherboard, I mean, at this point it's even older, but, at that point was already several years old. And it wasn't going to... well, that wasn't going to, sorry, I'm getting distracted here. It wasn't available anymore, like neither that model nor any models that use that same socket of processor. And while for many people that would just simply be a sign to, it's time to upgrade, unfortunately I'm on a budget and I can't really be spending on that kind of shit right now. Which I'll, get to later, but anyways. So I had to dig around, basically had to go through eBay eventually because I couldn't find that type of motherboard socket pretty much anywhere. And yeah, so I had to place an order, shipped overseas and such. It took also a couple extra weeks to get it. And all that downtime, well, obviously I wasn't able to even, connect effectively to the internet because I only had my phone at that point. And I mean, it essentially made me stop doing anything about casting, because like up until that point, up until the computer died, even though I wasn't being able to produce videos, I was still, trying to make videos, just having a very tough time of it. So once that happened, it essentially like shifted my priorities. With all that downtime, like I was still trying to get it repaired and get it done, but since I stopped casting and I had already reduced significantly the rate of casting, I just basically got to a point where I didn't care to bring it back. Not to mention that I had also, lost the hard drive and other components. So by the time everything arrived and I managed to get my computer working, up and running, a little bit less effectively than it was before, because I had to end up buying basically like a stock motherboard, like it wasn't anything special. I had already made the conscious decision not to continue casting because there still are, but there were other priorities in my life that were a little bit more important than making some videos on the internet. Even though I know you guys liked it and I liked doing it, it did start to get to a point there of being a chore. I started getting tired of Company Heroes 2 by itself, so I was looking to do something else. I was looking to go to Dawn of War 3, but that's around the time where my computer died, so I kind of missed the window, of it coming out and such. And even then, I also heard it wasn't really that great, so meh. So, anyways, like because was already not really that motivated to make any videos or keep making videos for Company Heroes, and all that shit happened, and then priorities with my kids and such, and work and their school, and a lot of other things that took precedent. I put it to the side and I just stopped doing it. And for that, I actually do apologize. Like, I know that there's not a lot of you guys that are watching, and probably not a lot of people that are even watching this video right now. But for those that did and were waiting around and looking and placing comments asking if more videos were going to be coming out, I sincerely do apologize for not actually replying and telling you guys whether, oh yes, I'm going to be coming back soon, or, well, as it was, like, no, right now this is on the back burner. I am not going to be making any videos for a long time, essentially a year. I didn't know it was going to be that long, but gotcha, motherfucker. Anyways, I'm gonna die out here since I'm trying to heal out in the open. Anyways, what was I saying? Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry. Honestly, I'm sorry. Like, it wasn't fair to those that were waiting around to, hoping that videos would come out. And I should have just simply been honest and say, like, hey guys, I'm not making anything right now, so, feel free to move on and, look for a better caster, which I'm sure you did. But anyways, like, I shouldn't just, like, disappeared. So, now I'm back-ish. I am not gonna be casting Company Heroes, that's for sure. Like, I'm pretty sure I'm done with that, and I mean, I might. I'm not gonna say never, but I am gonna say it is highly unlikely. And the reason for that is because I stopped enjoying making those videos. So what I'm doing now, what's happening now is finally, some of you might remember that I've had a lot of issues with, internet and such on this new move to the new house and such. I won't bore you with, all the details again, but I will say that, it was a couple months ago, maybe 3 to 4 months ago. Finally, we got a new internet provider available in this location. Still not great, I recognize that, but it is better, way better than what I had. Essentially, up until now, or like I said, 4 months ago, but up until the last video before this one, I was basically working with a 10 megabyte connection, which only had like 0.5 up in its speed, which isn't really that great. For uploading, it would make my videos take forever to upload. And obviously, definitely, like, would take streaming out of the equation. Like, there's no way, no how, with those speeds. So, now that I'm on a new connection, which isn't, again, super amazing, but it is definitely way better than the other one. This one, they were able to provide me 100 megabytes down, which is nice. I know there's way better connections all over the place, but at least it's, essentially 10 times better than the other one. And it provides around 4.5, between 4 and 5 up, which, again, isn't amazing, but it is enough to stream. It is enough to be able to get 720 out and get it at a, constant rate. So that's what I've actually been trying for the last 2 weeks. I didn't say anything because I was running tests just to see, how well it would perform. I actually don't care about this guy. I'm going to go ahead and just jump into the game. I've been testing it out to see how well it performs, also checking on the mic. I'm not quite happy with the way the mic sounds with the stream, because at least, recording a pre-recorded video, I could, edit the mic and make sure that it sounded right or sounded better. Um, but yeah, I've been trying it out. Just as a private kind of measure. Every once in a while somebody pops in and just looks around and then leaves. But yeah, so that's what I think is going to be my new focus, at least for now. I'm going to be streaming. I've decided that I'm going to be streaming 5 days a week as far as in the schedule, which is from 8 a.m. Pacific time. Well, it's all Pacific time. It's from 8 a.m. to 12. 8 to 12. It's early for Pacific time people, but there's other people all over the world, so whoever wants to look around. And on the weekends, if I get a chance, I'll probably play some more, although it's not exactly fixed schedule, so I can't really say when. And yeah, I'm gonna be streaming, and I'm gonna be focusing on that a little bit more, and the videos for YouTube are gonna be more of a secondary thing, essentially just dropping bots and stuff like that onto the channel. Right now, I mean, on my personal time, I've been playing this game, Fortnite, and having some fun, simply because it came out. It's like Battle Royale, kind of like PUBG. You probably know about it, but my idea is to go back and actually play, some games rather than just simply casting, and that includes Company of Heroes. I mean, believe it or not, in all the times, which was like 2 years that I casted Company Heroes 2. I never once touched the single player campaign, so I kind of want to go back and actually play the single player of Company Heroes 2. And I always wanted to do that on the channel, but it didn't feel like it would be like content that would be fitting on the channel. Because it was kind of like the original videos that I made where I was just recording myself playing multiplayer matches, and it's essentially just, me sitting there playing, not talking much, which seems like it's kind of okay for a stream, but not okay for a YouTube video. And especially with the stream, if there's people watching in the chat, I can actually interact with you guys a little bit more, and hell, even get some games in there, get some Kotu matches and such. So that is my plan, but obviously I am open to suggestions and feedback, which hopefully through Twitch should be a little bit more accessible, I suppose. The channel is essentially the same if you're interested, ATR3UH, on Twitch. Gotta keep that unified branding, right? And yeah, I don't really have much else to say. I mean, if you guys are a little bit more interested in the details, I suppose, well, I am gonna be streaming, Monday through Friday, so you can feel free to jump into the stream and ask me in the chat, and if I can answer anything, without divulging too much personal information, I'll go ahead and do that. So for now, that's gonna be it. Make sure to no, I'm not gonna say that. Make sure you like and subscribe and all that. Now, whatever. Fuck. Don't subscribe. Don't do any shit. Just if you don't want to watch it, don't watch it. But no, I was just gonna say, make sure to stick to the end, because I'm gonna win this game. This match right now, I'm gonna win it. I actually don't know that. I'm playing this as I'm recording, and odds are, if you've been watching what I do, is that I am going to die horribly. But I'm not super bad in this game. I have won over 22, well, over 20, I guess it's the easiest way to say it, matches, first place and shit. So, ain't no scrub. I'm not the best, though. I'm pretty bad. So yeah, thank you for watching, guys. I hope that some of you come back. I'm sorry I left you. I promise I will be better. And yeah, hopefully this is the start of something amazing and something fun. And I feel like I should just sign out and leave, but then at the same time, I kind of want to keep talking over what I'm doing here. So, tell you what, I'm gonna go ahead and sign off again, and I'm gonna mute my microphone. So the rest of it is just simply gonna be the game, and whatever happens, happens. We're not gonna talk about it. We're not gonna mention it. It's just gonna be something like that, okay? So I'm gonna have to stop here out in the open, and hope that I don't get shot. It might be a very quick video because I might just end up getting shot in the face. Let's do this. I'm gonna go up here. I'm gonna break open this thing. There you go. I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna hide for a second. So again, guys, thank you so much for watching. Love you all. I'm back. I hope to see you guys in the streams, and I hope I can start putting out some regular content from the streams into the YouTube channel. So thanks for watching. Stick around.